Good morning, my dear teachers. Greetings from the United States. I am Lucia Shelley, your virtual educator from Ukraine, and I want to give you a brief summary from the session that we had yesterday, October the 13th, in our story lounge. If for some reason you missed the whole thing or part of it, well, let me run a very briefly summary. We covered two topics. One is the ABT framework that I'm going to explain you in a second. And the second thing we cover was tell me your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? So if that's okay with you, let's get started. So the ABT framework has been used since Aristotle from the old times, Greek times, but uh, our dear friend Randy Olson, a scientist from the Harvard University, brought to light to try to make any narrative more accessible to general public and try to bring all bodies of research or all that we know into very few words so people can digest that information. So this can be used when you are requesting grants as professionals in education, when you want to uh, be a candidate for a conference and you want to really narrow down what you are trying to present, or maybe in your elevator pitch when you are ready to introduce yourself to somebody you want them to hire you or to donate to a nonprofit organization or just to connect professionally. So, this is what we did. And let me explain you in a nutshell what is the ABT. So it has three main parts. The and that presents a fact or a situation, but that introduce a contradiction or what we would say a problem to solve, and therefore would be what is the consequence, the way forward, or the solution of a problem. So, one of the homeworks that you have to do before our next session would be your elevator pitch. So, you are going to tell me who you are, tell me a little bit of you in connection with what you want to obtain for the person that you are meeting. Then give me a little bit of context, because if I tell you the university where I got my doctoral degree from without a context, you would not know what country or where it's located or anything. So I have to give you the context, like this is a university in Monterrey, Mexico, where I am from, something brief, fast and furious. Then you're going to make a connection with that person. What is that you know about that person? I know you're the director of the department of blah blah blah, or I know you are a professor in this university. I have been reading your research and it's so interesting that, and then you ask something that I would love to collaborate with your team and you in a part-time or full-time position. So don't be afraid to ask what you want. And as I was telling yesterday in the session, you have 50-50 chance. Maybe they say no, but maybe they say yes. So you have to be ready. If they say no, you're going to close out saying, thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you. I hope that in the future we can collaborate, and you repeat your name, you shake hands, end of the story. But if they say yes, be ready to connect immediately. I will send you an email to give you all my information and to set an appointment. Thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. So that's what you're going to do. It can be in a written form, or maybe you want to do a video and tell me a little bit about yourself in this way. So, the second thing we did for the session was to talk a little bit about what Simon Sinek, a very prestigious person here in the United States, started with this TED talk. And I know you're going to say it's 2009, is prehistoric era. Well, he never thought that this presentation will lead his career into the, I mean, incredible. places. So if you have the time, Google this YouTube video. Start with the why from Simon Sinek. And then you're going to realize that everybody, when somebody asks us, what do? You said, I'm a teacher, I teach math in this school. Well, that's not the relevant part. The relevant part is, why are you doing this? So Simon Sinek wrote, Start with a why, how great leaders inspire everyone to take action. So if you tell someone, well, I teach English as a second language and blah, 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 that's not relevant. But my why, I stated in my Google Classroom, is what I do is I connect with people. My desire is to help them improve as human beings, to be bicultural in the United States so they can not just know the language, but function and be successful in this culture. So, the second assignment that you're going to do, if you have a chance and you see this video of Simon Sinek that is like 8 minutes, very short, then you're going to write your why. And why is this important? Because you're going to have bad days like all of us. And as I was saying in the session, in the last school that I work, we had our why in our door. So every time you open the door, you read it to yourself, your students see it, so they know, oh, she's not here for a paycheck or just giving papers. She's here because she wants to invest in our lives, because she wants to help us. And the title can be teacher, can be administration, can be teacher aide, whatever it is your title, but your purpose, your why is what really matters and what is really going to change lives. So, my dear friends from Ukraine, the professors, send the link to my classroom, my Google Classroom. You can see other people's whys and elevator pitch, as well as mine. So let's create a comfortable community where we can see each other's whys and talk about it in a very professional, safe way. I hope that this encouraged you. Again, you have my email. I am in the Story Lounge in WhatsApp. So let's keep the communication open. Have a beautiful day. Talk to you soon.